So the wait is until Monday for Wolves versus Forest, and it's playtime. Welcome to your match preview. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the preview for Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Forest. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new, and grab your tickets for this signed framed Ola Einar shirt. It's only 39p for a ticket. My favorite player. Man, I'd be tempted to replace that with the Einar one, I've got to say. Scan this QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Go grab your tickets. They are peanuts right now. Alrighty then, guys, let's get into the preview. There's a lot to discuss. Now, let's start with the injury update. So, Nuno was asked about how Hudson-Odoi and Murillo were doing. As we told you after the match, we heard that it wasn't too serious with Murillo when he was pulled off just before the start. And Nuno's confirmed that. He's basically said he will be fit for the game. And same with Hudson-Odoi. He then, of course, has to throw in his little curveball of, we'll assess them over the weekend. But I haven't heard anything the otherwise to say they are not fit. So those are the two injury concerns. The other thing to bring to your attention is that Ryan Yates is back after his suspension, so he's available for selection as well. And this is Forest going for 6 wins in a row. When the hell was the last time we did that? Anyway, this is going to be interesting because Wolves are now coming into form under their new manager Pereira after they got rid of the PE teacher. If they listened to me and did it at the start of the season, they'd be a lot higher up right now. And Forest are coming in here really thinking about a Champions League battle right now. Some will say we're in a title race, some may not. But this is a very important game. This is that 4th game in the sequence where we've played the likes of Brentford, where we've played the likes of Everton and now Wolves, where we haven't beaten them before since we've been back in the Premier League. This really would complete the sequence for me. And the question is Nuno going to go with the back 3 or a back 4? Now, remember, against Brentford, he set up in the back 3. And against Everton, the next away match we had, he went to set up in a back 3. But with Murillo pulling out just before kickoff, he changed it to a back 4. So let's go have a look at the team sheet and let's see what I think he's going to do. Alrighty, so this was the team that was projected to start before Murillo's injury against Everton in this 3-4-3 formation. My gut feeling says he's going to stick with it. I think he wants to go to this style of football away from home. It just seemed to work so nicely against Brentford. And the fact he didn't get a chance to do it against Everton makes me feel maybe Nuno's itching to do it again. So I can see this back 3 with the keeper staying intact. I see Morato, he played well for me against Everton, basically shout out for man of the match. Murillo and Milenkovic, it will depend on Murillo's fitness. But something inside me says he will go with that. The questions are, what does he do in midfield? Now, we'll assume that Nuno isn't sandbagging on what he said on the injuries and that Hudson-Odoi is going to be fit enough to play. That means he's going to come in this position on the left-hand side. And you can't drop Anderson. For me, Anderson's one of our best players, if not the best player. So he comes in. With Ryan Yates fit as well, I just think that what Nuno's going to do is take Dominguez off and start as he did a few matches ago, with Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White, the other way around, in the 6 and the 8, even though technically that will be a double pivot. Now, I like this because I think it works because neither of them are a 6. Both of them are extremely hard-working. And what it means is you give Murillo that license to move forward into that CDM position, the auxiliary sweeper. I don't know what the correct term is, but you know what I'm saying. So I think that's what he will do. And what I like about this is that if Forest can take the lead, and we have done in plenty of games this season, then you can bring on the likes of Dominguez and Yates to slow the game down, break up the play, do all, the dirty yards, so to speak, within that game. So I think I would go with this team. subject, of course, to their fitness, but I think they will both be fit. And I think that's enough to get us over the line against Wolves. Now, Langa, his form in the last 3 or 4 games has been sensational. He needs to keep it up. And then with Hudson-Odoi maybe not fully match fit, you could then bring on Jota or Sosa on that left-hand side to freshen it up. Now, what I'll say as well is, initially I was thinking to myself, why risk Murillo if he's not 100% fit? Because our next game is Luton in the Cup. We can rotate the squad players, rest him up. But then you think to yourself, well, okay, if I play Murillo in this game, as in Nuno, if he can get through 70, 75 minutes, then we know we can rest him for 2 weeks before our next league game. So the risk isn't huge. So that's what I think is going to happen. And that's why I think he will risk these players knowing that we have a 2-week gap to our next game. That's the team I'm going with. I don't think I'll be a million miles off. It's just, does he want a bit more protection in that middle with a Yates? Or does he want to release Anderson and Gibbs-White and trust Murillo enough in terms of fitness to step into that 6? What do you guys think? Would you go with this or would you go with the back 4? Let me know in the comments. So let's address the big talking point of the game, and that is that Cunha is out / injured / suspended for this game. And this is a huge, huge loss for Wolves because he is their best player. I ain't calling them a one-man team. I think they've got plenty of decent players in that squad. But Cunha is a cut above, and I think most Wolves fans wouldn't really argue back too much against me. He's their best player. You could see it from when he came in. What a signing he was. I'd love him at Forest. Now, without him, they do have some options. They can bring Guedes back in. He can play in the 10. You could drop Hwang kind of into the 10 and then bring Larson on, who scored late against Spurs, to get their equaliser. You got that option. They tend to play with the 3 at the back under Pereira, and they've been playing very well since he's come in. There has clearly been a manager bounce, but manager bounces don't last forever. It will be at Molineux. It's a ground where we haven't won yet since we've been back, as I mentioned earlier on. This is going to be a tough match. If Forest can get over the line on this game and make it 6 in a row, then we really do need to be serious about this Champions League stuff, man. We might have to start playing the theme tune on videos and stuff. I don't know. Let me give you my prediction. It may shock a few of you. I'm going to go 0-0. I'm not superstitious or anything. But it's been working, so why buck the trend right now? Get your predictions in down below. It's nervy times right now. Every game feels like you have to win. I was saying to the boys, this isn't like a relegation battle where if you lose a game, more likely than not, those other teams around you will lose as well. So you don't really lose any ground to them. But at the, business end of the table, a draw is a loss. It's as simple as that. You can lose ground just by simply drawing. So we do need those 3 points. So it's playtime. Get your score predictions in. Make sure you've hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you're new here. There's so many transfer videos on the channel right now. I'll leave a couple of them on the end screen for you. If you haven't caught up with them, make sure you check it out. And there's plenty more transfer news to come as well. So make sure you have your notifications on. We'll see you on the next video. Enjoy your weekend. Come on, you Reds.